Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's Shanna. Glad you're here today. Now, I've got Yana's Amaryllis Garden 3D embossing folder, and this thing is just gorgeous. I've also got Yana's Amaryllis die set as well, and I'm going to be working with it today, making a couple cards. I'm bringing in some of the Spellbinders holiday card stock that they had. I've already cut them down to panels, and we're going to make a couple cards today. I'm bringing in my Scout, and this main floral die will fit on there. It's a little bit of a stretch for the shadow that goes with it because this die will just fit on there. You can use your Scout. You might just have to move it from side to side for the shadow, but it will work on this main die. You can see I've got plenty of room on the plate for that. And I'm just going to get it die cut out, and then we'll just start building our cards. So I used the Spellbinders metallic silver cardstock for this, and I'm just going to pop it out. Now there's several little pieces that are that die cut out of this piece here. This is actually just kind of like the framed layer of the floral. And it took me several minutes to get it popped out. So I just cut that part out because I didn't think you would to sit there and watch me fiddle with that the whole time. And now this is where I'm going to use the Scout for this shadow. And it's pretty tight. It goes from edge to edge. And so I'm trying to get it lined up on there. And I will I didn't try to see if it cut through, and it might have. But I went ahead and kind of shifted it side to side. That way I made sure it got both of the edges. I guess I could have looked at it before I did that, but I didn't. So I'm not sure if it cut or not. I just went ahead and shifted it both ways to make sure I got both sides of it. And so that's what I'm doing here. And I am froggy this morning. Just got back from our trip. We had a fabulous cruise. The weather was beautiful. We had a little bit of rain, but not too bad, and not for long periods of time. But it was really sunny and really warm and beautiful, and we really enjoyed the weather. So I'm going to take this embossing folder here now, and I'm just going to bring in a white panel and just go ahead and take it to my big Spellbinder 6 and emboss it, and you'll see it just has beautiful dimension. I almost hated to cover this up. Now I cut this panel down because this was actually it was a full card base. I just hadn't scored yet, and I just grabbed it. And I'm going to cut this thing down. And I've got kind of a big panel there, and I'm going to use it. I won't use it on this video. I should have, just because I had that large panel there. And I'll just lay it aside and save it for later. I could use it for a focal point on a card. Anyway, so I'm going to trim this down again. I think I do a lot of trimming on this because I decide that I want to do some layering. And I'm deciding which side I want to cut off. Okay, so I eventually get this thing cut down to the measurements that I want. Measurements. I can't talk this morning. Anyway, so I'm just kind of checking it out and seeing how it's going to fit on there. It looks like it's going to fit fine. And so I'm going to bring in some layers, and we're going to layer this up. I'm going to bring in that same blue color that I die cut out the shadow in for one of my layers and get it trimmed down. And I think I also will bring in a silver layer as well, and just kind of repeat the colors that are in it. So the cruise was fun. We just really did one excursion. We did like a beach package where you had a meal. It was all inclusive. You had your meal and the beach, the ride to the beach, and chairs and umbrellas and people to wait on you and everything. So we did that, and then the other islands we just kind of did our own thing. And that was pretty much what we did. But it was really a lovely time. We took naps every day and just got a lot of sun. So it kind of wore us out, just so much sun. And then I think we went to the formal dining room every night and had the formal dinner. One night, my husband and I went to the steakhouse as a treat from my daughter and son-in-law. They had purchased us a dinner at the steakhouse, so we went and did that one night, and that was fun. But lots of food. We completely got off track with our eating and everything. But my daughter kept telling me it is vacation. So anyway, so we got to get back on track. And so we got back last night, and gosh, we just started in, I think we did 3 loads of laundry before we went to bed. And then I went to bed early and then woke up at 2 a.m. and could not get back to sleep. And finally I just gave up and decided to make this video. So now I'm doing the voiceover, and then I'm going to go and get the boys and get everyone off to school, and then we're going to get back in our routine. So this card panel was way off. I cut it before I left for vacation, and it was just laying there, so I don't know. I just had to cut it down, square it up, and I'm gonna use glue on this metallic. I usually don't use glue on the metallic. I usually use my tape runner, but I'm just gonna use it and use the wiggle room to get it lined up and press down. And I'm looking at it thinking it's off a little bit, so I was trying to get it lined up. And then get lots of glue on this 3D panel, because you've got a lot of indentations there, so you need to make sure you hit something so that it'll glue down and hold down nicely. And you almost hate to cover up that embossing folder. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to get some glue laid down on this, and then we'll layer it up on its shadow. And there's not a lot of area for the glue, so I'm trying to just very lightly squeeze and just dab it on there so that I don't have a gluey mess when I go to lay it down. And my stomach is growling. I did not eat dinner when we got home last night. We need to go to the grocery store. I just snacked on some junk that we had. And so I'm pretty hungry this morning, but I'll probably hold out until this afternoon to eat, just so that I can get back on my intermittent fasting track. So we'll get this laid down on there, and I think it's really pretty. I like the blue and silver. I know I've been doing that a lot on my channel, but I really like the blue-silver combination. I think it looks really pretty. So I'm just going to kind of angle this on here, thinking about leaving room for a sentiment. And I didn't even think about the leaves when I was doing my die cutting, but I will go off camera here and die cut out at least one of them, and we'll get it laid down on there. And I'm not going to put a leaf on the second card. I'll just do the stem. Just going to get that lined up on there. And then we'll lay it down on there. And there are 2 leaves and 2 floral dies with this. The one bud and then this opened floral. And I'm going to tuck some more glue down in there and push down. And we'll just move this one aside, and we're going to make a second one. And I'm going to use, I was really drawn to that green. That just looks fabulous. That green and that dark burgundy I thought would be beautiful together. So I just did an A2 size panel on this, and then decided that I do want to layer it up. So I'm going to trim it down and bring in that piece that I die cut out off camera. I die cut out the shadow for this out of that burgundy, and I'm going to use that to layer this up so that we'll bring some more of that red back in, much like we did our blue card, except I'm not going to add the third layer of the silver. I'm just going to do the red and the green together. And I had to kind of fuss with my trimming of this. And you'll see I trim it a couple times. It had like a little rough spot on there, and I just trimmed it off. And I'm just going to layer this up, and we'll use this for our little edge there. And I'm pretty close to the top up there, and you could almost see an impression. Well, you can see a little impression there from the dye, but you can't see any white or anything. So I'm going to go for it and just use it for my background panel. I don't like to waste. So we're going to make the most of it. Just get it laid down on there. So we did have a day in Miami before we got on the cruise, and so we were able to enjoy that. And then we also had a day in Fort Lauderdale after the cruise, and we had a beautiful, and the hotel at Fort Lauderdale was lovely, and it had a nice pool, and it had beach access, in which we had chairs and available to us that we could sit out on the beach. And so we did the beach that day, and that was really nice. So overall, it was a really nice trip. We had good flights both to and fro, so that was nice. And we had great Uber, or actually we used Lyft. We had really good Lyft drivers. The first, we had to do 2 cars each time because there were so many of us. But the first Lyft driver we had, he was a little bit speedy. And we used an app, a family app, and my daughter said that the little app that was tracking us showed our car just with flames coming out of it because the driver was pretty speedy, but he maneuvered quite well in the crazy Florida traffic. So anyway, it was fun. And we made it safely, so that's the main thing. I'm trying to think of anything else interesting. They did have some fabulous musicians on the ship. There were these 3 violinists that we watched several nights, and I really enjoyed that. There were some really great pianists as well. And we went to one show. We went to the Family Feud show, and that was really fun. And we went to a circus show one night, which we didn't enjoy as much. And then we did, what else did we do? Oh, I can't remember. We're so busy. That's one thing about the ships. You're just very, very busy. We didn't hit any bingo or anything like that. Now, my sister and I went to the spa. We started out going to one of those promo deals where they offer you a free neck massage or whatever. Actually, they gave us a bunch of free creams, like for your face, different things that you put on your face, and then they came around and gave you a little mini back massage. But then they were promoting discounted massages, so we did go immediately following that and got the discounted massage, which still pricey, but it was a deal for the day, so we went and did that. So my sister and I did that. We enjoyed that. That was really nice. They had some slides and stuff on the ship, and actually they had a ride too. I forget what it was called, but I didn't do any of those. The kids and my husband, they all did the slides and that stuff, but we were more loungy and kind of just sat around the pool and stuff. I did get up early in the morning and was able to get video of the sun's coming up and everything. I did that a couple days because it was just beautiful. Everybody else chose to kind of sleep in, but I'm not much of a sleeper, so I got up and enjoyed that, and it was really fun. So I'm just going to get these cinnamons laid down on here. I did glimmer some, and I better pressed some, and I decided to go with the better press instead of the glimmer and lay those down on there. I have a little bit of foam sticking out there, so I'm using my 2-in-1 tool to press it in there so it's not showing. And then I noticed it's crooked, and so I'm going to straighten it up. It lifted really easy, and I was able to straighten it up pretty easily. So that'll finish off our cards. So I hope you like them. I know I did more chatting about the trip than the cards, but I think they turned out lovely. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.